public input?
There was not any public input submitted for this meeting.
Okay, then we'll move on to business items. Maria, would you go through those?
The first business item is, I believe it's to award RFP 2022-22 for architectural engineering services. We had two proposers, Molson Corbin and I believe it's Suina Design Architecture. And I apologize if I did not say that name correctly. The review team reviewed both proposals and recommended that we award to both of the proposers. So this will allow us to have some architectural services for buildings, construction, maintenance, repairs, roofing repairs, any kind of architectural structural services.
And Maria and Mr. Chairman, is this within the budget?
So it will be in accordance with the budget. Whenever anybody wants to hire them or use them, they still have to do an RFP, or not an RFP, a requisition, and encumber the funds. So it will be based on whatever division or department chooses to hire them, and it will have to be within their budget.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, any more questions on that? Do we have a motion to recommend?
I'll make the motion of recommendation for approval to award RFP 2022-22 for architectural and engineering services to Molson Corbin and Associates and Suina Design Architecture.
Second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Mike Sweeney, a second from Rudy. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed? Okay, thank you very much.
So the second request for proposal was for printing and mailing services. We did have three proposers: Masters Touch, Standard Printing, and USIO. We've been using Masters Touch for the last 4 years. The review team did review all three packages, and Masters Touch did come in ranked the highest. And again, we've used them for 4 years, and they've been really good at what they've done, and we'd like to continue to use them.
Maria?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, who does the ranking?
In this case, it would have been the employees from customer service that use this service the most.
Oh, that sounds logical. Thank you. Could I ask another question then?
Sure.
Go ahead, Rudy.
We only had, how did you select what 5 evaluators would do the ranking?
How did we select what? Sorry?
The 5 evaluators out of that group.
We would have gone to the manager of the division, and it's usually the manager and the supervisors, the employees that use the services the most.
Oh, okay, so then it was done in an orderly fashion?
Yes.
I just wondered, with so many people that use those services, how would you come up with 6 raters?
The majority of the people that use this service are the customer service personnel who use this for mailing services, for billing.
Yes.
So it would have been our billing supervisor, our customer service manager, the customer service supervisor, would have been those staff members.
Okay, thank you so much.
I have a question. Is there just one local proposer or 2?
Let me see. We had
I think SPC is in Las Vegas.
I'm looking to see. I don't have that directly in front of me. And no, Master's Touch is not local.
Neither was the other one.
USIO is not local.
Correct.
SPC was local.
I believe SPC is local. They're the office product store.
Yeah, but I wonder if the
Yeah.
printing company was local though, because that's printing for billing is a pretty massive evolution. They might not be local.
Let me see.
They do have a store here. I don't know if they do all their work out of there.
Shawnee's, I think, taking a look at the full package to see if there's any specifics on SPC's headquarters. Let me see if I can find the full package too. Packet. Thanks for bearing with me while I look this up. Let me see.
I just spoke with one of the evaluators and he said that none of them were local.
Okay.
I believe SPC might have been out of Arizona.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Chairman, if there's no further questions, I'd like to make a proposal, a motion.
Okay,
I make a motion that we award the RFP number 2022-23 for printing and mailing services to Master's Touch LLC.
I'll second that.
okay, we have a motion from Rudy and a second from Mike Sweeney. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed?
Shoot.
Okay. The next one is the city council request for water distribution to be able to purchase a dump truck. The dump truck is used for hauling of material to and from job sites for our water line repairs and replacement. We do have Travis is online. I believe the truck that they're currently using is old and is maybe well past its lifespan. Travis, could you tell us why you're wanting to replace this dump truck with a new dump truck?
One of the dump trucks, the 5-yard dump trucks that we do currently have, it's a 1996. It still runs. It's in the shop for repairs right now. And the other dump truck we have, it's a 10-yard dump truck, but it's kind of hard to get around with in some of the areas that we need to be.
So is this going to be a 5-yard or a 10-yard, the one you're purchasing?
5.
Okay. So we will be replacing one of the trucks. So one of the older trucks will either go out to auction or will be offered to another department.
Yeah.
And this
Go
is
ahead.
within our budget. We do have the budget funds in our vehicle line item.
One of the questions I had, Mr. Chairman and Maria, and is it 2023 or 2022?
They're quoting me at 2023. 2022s are no longer being made.
Okay, and then the other thing that today noticed on the information was it was as is. What do they mean by as is? If it's new.
Oh, which page is that on?
I think it was on the 3rd page, but I can't. On the last page, in the paragraph, it talks about there's a as is in the paragraph.
And the disclaimer?
Yeah, it's presented to the user as is without warranty or any other kind, either excess or implied, express or implied. And then, most of the time on new vehicles, you do have a warranty.
Yeah, you get a 12 months factory warranty on it.
Huh. I don't see that, but I was just wondering because there should be, and I think the 12 months is standard. as you're saying, yeah. But it, the way the paragraph, the disclaimer is kind of iffy because it does say as is without warranty of any kind. And I think if you would look into that, I'd appreciate it. I think that it's important that we get together with Chambers and make sure that they're both everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, no, I'll give them a call and talk to them about that. Make sure that there is a 12-month warranty.
Yeah, and I think most the churches should have that standard of 12-month warranty.
Yeah, and then this is it's a bigger truck too. It's not just a regular pickup truck, so
Right.
might be a little different.
So it actually looks like this disclaimer is a general disclaimer because it references this site and all information are presented to the user as is. So yeah, we can show that there is a warranty with it, but that looks like a general disclaimer for a website.
Yeah, and that was printed off the website. So
I see. So it may just come out without intention and unintentionally.
yeah, because they printed that off a website instead of from the manufacturer itself, because they don't have no pictures of 2023 yet. So
right. Okay, just making sure that that we don't get taken for a different kind of ride.
yeah.
Thank you.
What kind of ride did you want to go on, Rudy?
A legal ride.
Sign up for a joyride.
That's it. Especially if the truck doesn't have good brakes or anything, worthwhile.
This will be a new vehicle, so it'll have to meet all requirements of a new vehicle. We're not buying a used vehicle.
Understood. Thank you, Maria.
Okay, then. If there's no more questions on the recommendation for a truck, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that the recommendation for approval to purchase a dump truck for the Water Distribution Division be approved.
Second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion from Mike Sweeney, a second from Rudy. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Okay, we have that motion and approval. Recommendation for approval of addendum number 3 to contract 3519-19 with SMA Operations LLC for professional services.
So this is the request for addendum, the third addendum. That's the maximum number of addendums you can have on a contract. So this will be the last addendum for professional services from Sauter Miller as they manage our water and our wastewater facility. They have been extremely beneficial over the last 3 years as they've helped to keep our system in compliance.
I appreciate the services that they've provided. The only question I had when I was reading this is that it seems to me with the cost of living and all these other things, gas prices, et cetera, that they're doing the same services for what they started out to do 3 years ago at the same price, or has the price changed?
I don't think it's changed on this one. With some other contracts, SMA as well as other engineering, whoever's providing us a service will give us their annual pay plan, basically, but they have to give it to us in enough time to adjust the agreement. So if they haven't provided a change, then the rates stay the same.
That's a good deal. I think if they stay the same, I was just wondering whether they did or not, in fact, and so that's good.
I have not seen a request for a change to their rates.
Great. I just had that question because I know most people every year they want to raise because of the standard of living increase and because of inflation in general. So that's good. Thank you.
Very good point, Rudy. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, are you open for a recommendation or a motion?
Yes.
I I make a motion that we recommend for approval addendum number 3 to contract with contract 3519-19 with Sauter Miller and Associates Operation LLC for professional services at the water waste treatment plant.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Rudy and a second from Mike Sweeney. All in favor?
All right.
Rudy, are you in favor with that too?
Yes, I'm sorry. Hey.
Okay, discussion items, monthly report.
So for this month, just to give everybody an update, our raw water storage, we have about 276 million gallons in storage. That is up about 70 million gallons from this time last year. And we still have 19 inches of snow in the mountains. That's about 7.8 inches of snow water equivalent.
Maria, has any of that been compromised with fire?
The stored water is not compromised, and currently the river is not compromised, but we do expect when the monsoons come that we will get ash in the river, and we will have to adjust how we direct the water to avoid having any of the ash, the water with ash ending up in our reservoirs.
So you have contingencies in place for that?
Yes.
Great. Because that's one of the things that was asked or stated that it could affect the water thing, the water.
Yeah, we're pretty sure it will. We are pretty certain that come the monsoons, we will have ash coming down Beaver Creek and most likely entering Guyanas River. At that point, we've already started, and we will continue to track pH and water quality. And
Great.
If and when the water does get to the point where it would enter our reservoirs and it's water we don't want to treat and don't want in our reservoirs, then we isolate our reservoirs and we send that ash-laden water downstream. And then once
So go ahead.
And then once it clears up, then we start putting water back into the reservoirs. Another alternative is I'll be reaching out to the Environment Department to see if there's anything that they can help with for filtration with the water as it's coming down the river.
Great. Thank
Yes,
you.
we do have contingencies. We do have an emergency response plan for wildfire.
Sounds good.
Mike, Mr. Councilor Montoya Chairman Mike, Councilor Montoya has a question.
Thank you, Maria. So when you're doing that testing, is that going to be done up in the Guyanas Canyon area, or is that at the diversion point?
It's done at the diversion point right now. We're just trying to see if there's any changes in the water quality. So far, it's been good, and we have not been impacted by any ash in the water.
Yeah. And the other question I had was, Maria, so right now they're not flying choppers over the fire, but is there a contract between the forestry or the U.S. government and the city now for water to take out from Bratner?
Yes, there is.
There is.
Yes.
Okay, so how much gallons can we allow, considering those factors that you just mentioned?
Well, currently they're using between 5,000 and 10,000 gallons in a day, which is actually a small amount. And since we have 70 million gallons more this year than we had last year, we do have the water to assist, and especially due to the potential that this fire is going to greatly impact our watershed. It's critical that we do assist, and we do have the water to assist. We're not taking the water out of Peterson. We're letting them take it out of Bradner when they can fly.
And what's the deal with Story Lake?
I am aware that they are taking it out of Story as well. I've not had a chance to talk to Mike Quintana to see what they're doing, but when they were taking it out of Bradner, they were also flying it out of Story.
But on Story, are they taking it out of Quintana's or out of city?
It's coming out of, in reality, it's coming out of Story's water, not the city's water, because we account for our own water and we're not reducing the amount.
Okay.
in our on paper.
I guess my concern is I don't want to be bound to having to go to different stages due to this. And if we do, I mean, we need to get compensated for that.
We are being compensated for the use of the water.
Yeah, but if we go down to stage, to a lower stage down the
Yeah.
summer, we need to look at see how we get compensated for that because of if the river is contaminated.
So right now, one of the things that we're paying attention to is trying to take as much water off the river that we can now and keep our reservoirs as full as possible. At the same point, we really need the fire to be put out because this could really negatively impact the community and our residents later with all that ash in the water. So.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Mario.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councilman Montoya.
You're welcome.
So that was the main monthly reports. The snowpack is, like I said, is better than last year, and our raw water storage is higher than last year.
Great.
The next one was project status.
Maria?
Yes,
Excuse
sir.
me. May I ask one thing? What are we in any kind of conservation stage at the moment?
Yes, we're in stage 3.
And do we have can we get some kind of information on what that entails? Maybe on an email from Johnny or something?
Yeah, I'll have that sent out.
Okay, thank you.
I will email it to everybody.
Thank you, Sonny.
All right.
The main thing with stage 3, which is honestly kind of like stage 1 and stage 2, is no watering of yards, or if there is watering, it's on a rotation cycle. No car washes, no washing cars outside, no water on the ground, that kind of stuff. And then fire hydrants are only to be used by firefighters. But Shawnee will send out the summary.
Alrighty.
Project status. We're currently working on a sewer line project on Independence and a sidewalk project on Independence. The road projects that we're working on is Romero, Salazar, Legion, Bridge Street, Camino de las Escuelas, Great Blocks. We have a couple of water line projects that are coming up, Parkview and Baca. They're finishing up on the North Gonzales water line, and they're starting the Hot Springs water and sewer line project. Hannah Park Effluent is in progress. And then we have some improvements up at the water treatment plant with SCADA, track vac, replacement of high-speed pumps, and filter media replacement. And the lift stations one of them is done. The other 2 are on hold. We're still having challenges with the supply chain and materials taking a little while longer to get to the city and the contractors. But we have about 24, 25 projects in progress. Staffing, if anybody knows anybody who's looking for a job, we have had some recent resignations at wastewater, in water, and in gas. So we could really, if anybody's looking for a job, I have vacancies in wastewater, gas, solid waste, water distribution, and customer service. So that's does anybody have any specific projects they want more details on?
I was just interested in traffic flow. If you have something going on in North Gonzales and Hot Springs, will they be concurrent, or one will be finished before the other one started?
They will be. They'll overlap, but the traffic patterns, the traffic plans have to work together.
So has anybody thought about that in advance as to how the traffic would flow? The reason I ask is because I live in Old Town and I travel through a lot of those streets daily basis. So it's hard to know what's going to be closed.
Right.
And
as we know, we try and just do detours, not necessarily closures. Leave one lane open and route the other lane. When there are closures or when there are detours, we'll make sure that gets out.
Thank you.
Okay, is that all with the project status?
That is
just
what I have on projects.
One comment, they opened Bridge Street up this morning apparently,
Yes, sir.
so they're done with that crosswalk. I
Yes.
take it.
Yes,
Thank you for that.
you're welcome. And it looks good. The crosswalks are looking good, and I'm watching traffic, and they are slowing traffic down going through the plaza.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like they're gonna have to renew that again or anything, huh?
Was that tongue in cheek, Mike?
Kind of. Any announcements?
So for announcements, we are doing the it's called 4 wards in 4 weeks. Every week we spend that Monday through Friday cleaning up a particular ward. Last week was ward number 1. So there was a lot of trash and debris and couches and tires that was picked up in ward 1. So thank you to all the various departments throughout the city that assisted solid waste. Solid waste runs this annual program, but they get assistance from Public Works and Streets and Rec Center, and many of the utilities divisions also come out and help. So Ward 1 we spent a lot of time cleaning them up. This week is going to be Ward number 2. On the Friday of each week, we invite the public out, members of the community, members of the ward, to come out and help pick up trash. So this Friday, everybody is invited to come out to Hannah Park. I think it's Hannah Park this Friday, and let me verify which park it is next Friday. But we're going to keep working on keeping the community clean. We do have a young man who's volunteered to do the KAB, and he's doing a fantastic job. So he's probably going to go ahead and apply for that position. And he's coordinating many of these events as well as seeking funding for the community. So,
Did you use an acronym, Maria?
Pardon?
Did you use an acronym for what he was be doing?
The title of his position is KAB, Keep America Beautiful Coordinator.
Oh, thank you. That's what I was wondering what KAB was about. Okay, thank you.
Keep America Beautiful. And so this Friday, the 15th, will be at Hannah Park, and next Friday, the 22nd, will be at Veterans Park, and the fourth cleanup week will be at Lion Park. So we'll be cleaning up. Each ward one at a time. So we do appreciate everybody that's coming out. I know Councilor Montoya came out for this last one, and I believe he has a comment.
Yeah, I believe that the KB organization or whomever was in charge, they didn't apply for that grant for this next year. The delay went through and no one applied for it.
Which grant?
It was the Clean America, Keep America Beautiful grant, I think it is, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I talked to Lucas, and he said that they were submitting what we needed to KAB, and that we were still in good standing. And I know there's the Clean and Beautiful grant that we currently have right now that we're using. That's the one to clean up the Riverwalk with the students.
Yeah, I think that's the one that we didn't apply for, and the deadline went through, and we didn't apply for it for this next year.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I know that we do have some funding that we're trying to spend out.
Okay, thank you.
So we do have those cleanups, and then after the 4 wards in 4 weeks, we do have the first Saturday of every month is the mayor's initiative, and we do move that around the community as well to different places. That'll be the next one will be on the first Saturday in May, and that'll also be at Lion Park. And then the other big event coming up for solid waste is going to be Amnesty Day, which is May 14th. So on May 14th, people who have services with the city of Las Vegas for solid waste, they'll be able to dispose at no cost of things at the transfer station or at various places around town. We'll have dumpsters set up around town. There will be limits on things like tires. That's only because there are EPA requirements or Environment Department requirements on how many tires we can accept from an individual. But we're looking forward to that as well. So the plan was to spend April cleaning the city up, and then in mid-May, May 14th, the public will be able to take everything from their houses that they've been cleaning up and throw it away at no cost to them. Other than that, we have the fiestas coming up. We're already talking about fiestas, the Gay Pride Parade we're talking about scheduling and working through. And there's a few other events that the city is working on right now. So we're keeping busy.
Okay, very good. Any questions on that? I don't know if I did any of that. Member comments?
Mr. Chairman, I have none.
I have a question. Any luck in recruiting another member for this committee?
The request has been made to the city manager and the mayor's office. I'm not sure if any names have been presented, but I do remind them that it would be good to have another person on this committee.
How about any news on whether we're gonna start in-person meetings again or anytime soon?
I believe that's going to be on the agenda, the council agenda tomorrow for discussion.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
What's your feeling, Mr. Chairman?
My feeling is that we should go ahead and have meetings in person.
Well taken.
All right, thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no more comments from members, I'd like the next regular meeting date is May 10th, 2022 at 1:30 p.m. And I could say we could adjourn this meeting. Any comments on that?
I so move.
Adjourn at 2:06 p.m.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Wanna bye?
Bye.
Bye.